Hey, gun people. Man, this teacher's getting some good deserved attention, but I'm not sure people are concentrating on the real thing here. They're talking about Secret Service. She threatened to kill. I'll let you watch a video real quick in case you haven't seen it, but that's a picture of Trump on the wall as she's yelling die in a classroom. Really? I mean, this is what I talk about when I talk about stealing innocence from kids. These kids are ignorant. They just don't know. So they follow and they believe whatever they're told. So we get these left-wing idiots teaching and raising our kids, programming them to believe that this is okay. This is the same woman, I guarantee you, that she's hating Trump. She's a freaking liberal. She wants gun control, but she can bring a squirt gun. She wants to stop violence and control TV, but she wants to do this in a classroom. The double standard and hypocrisy of liberalism is just so blatant, and I just don't understand how people don't fight back more. I mean, conservative people are more about freedoms, and they don't really care what other people do as long as it doesn't affect them or do damage or evil. I think most conservatives kind of like, do what the hell you want, just don't involve me. You want to run around naked, have naked parties? Don't do it at school, in front of my kids, in front of public areas, public places. What you do in your bedroom, I don't really care. But don't run around with pink, with dildos, telling me that you like women and you like men and you like it up the ass and all this other crap. I don't really care. Keep your shit private. And this teacher who works for the government, that parents give their kids to the government to raise, to babysit, to program and brainwash for 8 to 10 hours a day, this is the kind of people that they have educating and shaping young minds of the future. I mean, this is just so... If a white guy had done this to Obama, there would be outrage. But because she's a female, she gets the special titty discount on the titty card she can play because it's not her fault, it's hormonal, the tweaky defense, it was that time of the month, she'll get to keep her... You know, I mean, there's just all kind of excuses. It's just absolutely ridiculous what she did here. And I mean, I don't really care if she doesn't believe the guy, and I don't care if she wants to sit around and talk about killing Trump. I mean, I had many a days I woke up and wished I read in the paper that Air Force One had crashed with Obama's ass on it. I got no problem with not liking a guy and not having a problem if he gets killed or dies and thinks the world would be a better place. But to use your power, your government-given power, your influence, you have a captive audience, you have mandatory school, you lock these kids in a room at school under this person's trust, and she is allowed to do things like... And people are like, well, we shouldn't show this because it's getting too much attention. That's censorship. Video is the greatest thing for freedom because it exposes things like this that are normally not believed and not seen. I think it's great this video is getting out. I think it's great that she feels so comfortable that she could do this on video. And it just goes to show that, you know what? You parents who are letting your kids be raised by public schools and I know I'm going to get all, well, Rick, we can't afford, you don't know how to expect. Look, I'm just telling you, parents do not push back on schools. They don't fight. They don't try to remove the liberalism. They don't try to elect people who are going to raise their kids. Liberalism affects everything around your life. And when you don't fight it, stop it, stomp it out, and push back on it, it takes over like a virus. I've watched it in California for 20 years. I've watched it in other states, and now I'm seeing it in Texas, which I never thought I would see. And it is taking over like a virus because people don't push back and they just kind of ignore it and say, you know what, they're just idiots, we'll just ignore them. Well, you just can't ignore idiots for so long before there's more idiots than there are sane people. This woman should absolutely be thrown under the bus. Every parent should be civilly suing her for, I mean, the liberals ought to be suing her for, if a kid brought a squirt gun to school, He'd be charged. I mean, if he was a conservative guy who had gun rights and brought a freaking squirt gun to school to do a demonstration or give a speech, he'd be arrested for bringing a gun on school. She brings a toy gun. She acts like she's killing. She's programming children. She's taking advantage of her position of power. Just absolutely outrageous. Really? Wow, you're really cool. Wow. Wow. We should get more teachers like you. Unfreaking believable.